been another humdinger for mostly the wrong reasons, so be glad it's almost over. The Magnificent Seven rose from the ashes. If you weren't on the AI bus, you weren't going anywhere. Your Sabanyas took a bath, your DRDs made you a fortune, and your mortgage still looks like a murder scene. Welcome to 2023 in the markets. I'm Simon Brown, my co-host is Giulietta Talevi, and joining us for some last pitiful rantings are Sasfin Securities' David Shapiro and Vestact's Bright Khumalo. And Bright, let's start with those Magnificent Sevens. Let's start with NVIDIA. Drinks on you for the rest of my life.
For the rest of December, maybe.
No. You bought those in like 2014. Rest of my life. I'm an old man.
No, we got in, I think it's probably earlier than 2014, but the first tranche of individuals where we got really serious and recommended to clients was around then. But I got in there 2015, so I was a year late into the party. But I mean, it's been an exceptional ride, to say the least, and for different reasons. I mean, we bought it for the gaming and just the technology, and obviously now what's making it very popular is the data centers.
And in between was crypto.
In between was crypto, there was smart cars, there was, remember during the rise of LiDAR detection and all that stuff. I mean, the use case for these chips, some of it we still don't know yet, so we're still going to find out soon, what uses these chips, and it's going to be a market share for these guys.
The other AI fan, of course, is David Shapiro. In fact, David, you rode this AI bus like nobody's business, and you're in the US at the moment. And I suppose besides AI, inflation was, if you had a push-me, pull-you effect on the market, it was what was happening to inflation. And we've just had US inflation figures out, and they're pretty good. So is that going to be what defines the markets next year? Is inflation coming down and interest rates being cut?
Exactly. And I think it's going to be a good year. And I think AI, even though maybe the effects are being exaggerated, I think the amount of money that's going to be spent by businesses, individuals gearing themselves up is going to be a big driver of AI. Giulietta, I think AI is still big, but the other one that we've kind of brushed aside, which I still think is big, is the weight loss drugs and this absolute obsession with Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly. So I think there are a lot of themes that are coming out. Tourism, I think it's going to be a good year, but we're looking backwards. So I think there's plenty to moan and groan about going, looking backwards as well. Yeah. So let's not get too optimistic. Let's just get rid of all the frustrations that we had of 2023.
My question is, are we really talking to David, or is that his AI?
Yeah. David's avatar.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to see my avatar?
No.
Is it PG friendly? Well, in other news, transaction capital shocked the masses. Renigen got skewered and Astral had a clucking awful time. Joburg had more mayors than Jacob Zuma has had court appearances, although he had a few of those too. Not to mention gassy underworks and Inferno or two. Welcome to Gotham City, folks. Lady R sank the rand. SA found itself in the grey list to absolutely no one's surprise. Thabo Bester became a household name, not to mention a jail-bound forex trading millionaire, and Hamas went full horror. Transnet derailed, but Sia and Russi got us on our feet. Argentina scored a libertarian's wet dream, and South Africa suddenly has more political contenders than you can shake a stick at. But first, while we've had no power this year, we at least scored a well-paid electricity minister to pacify the screaming masses, now singing for his supper at the nuclear buffet.
I, Josiensu David Ramhopa, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect and uphold the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I undertake to hold my office as Minister with honor and dignity, to be a true and faithful counsellor, not to divulge directly or indirectly any secret matter entrusted on me, and to perform the functions of my office conscientiously and to the best of my ability. So help me God. Thank you.
So
he's a liar. He's a liar.
But more important,
Okay, we don't want to get sued. Okay, we don't want to get sued.
He is a liar because it's December and we still don't have electricity.
we still don't have
Okay.
electricity.
Yes, exactly.
Well, except I was going to say, quick hands up, who here actually still needs Eskom? I mean, most of us are surely off grid. I mean, even I'm now finding
we're definitely off grid, but people are throwing tires not so far away here in town because they haven't had power for over 12 days.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And this is the December where all of us should have power.
We were promised, but when are they going to build us a power plant? It's
Liar.
13 years. We will have power in 2035.
Yeah, David, what do you make
Giulietta.
of... Yes, give us your thoughts.
The strange thing is that you don't realize how conditioned we are because I keep going to my Kindle and to my iPhone to see if they're charging because that's always the sign I use.
Yep.
I can't explain. When I wake up in the morning, I look to see if the green light is on my Kindle and on my phone has got the green light as well being charged and that. Then I know we're not in load shedding. And I keep doing that here. It's almost habitual.
That's called ANC trauma.
So it's very hard to get used to the fact that you get
Unlimited power.
Electricity 24 hours a day.
Yeah. I know, it's very strange. And actually, I mean, I think there's a story in the Times, maybe, or the Guardian. The people in England are worrying about what will happen. They're only 4 meals away. If there's a total blackout, they will be 4 meals away from death. And you feel like saying, come here, have a braai, come here.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
But just quickly on that nuclear, we had the news in the last couple of hours about this nuclear power. We're going to go out and try and secure 2,500 megawatts.
No thanks, just make the current one work.
Exactly. So I think you'd say, okay, nuclear power should be part of the energy mix, but because it's the ANC government, because they have such a loathsome track record in cost overruns and theft, basically, this is a terrible idea.
This is another eating frenzy. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And that's just it. I mean, 2.5 gigawatts of nuclear power, good idea. ANC in charge?
Nope.
Rather have load shedding. That's how bad it is. If you wanted a taste of what coalition hell will look like next year, then come and join us here in Johannesburg, where the weather's great and the potholes are world class, and where anyone, literally anyone, can be mayor.
It is indeed a sad day where we are confronted with a situation where lives of our citizens are placed at risk. Placed at risk by sudden incidents that the city of Johannesburg is working tirelessly to try and put up infrastructure to prevent. This is a disaster that we are learning from. The Premier said earlier on that it was a miracle that we did not experience any fatalities.
Thoughts?
Have they fixed the street, do we know? Probably not. I mean, let's not be silly.
There was
There
was a gas explosion. There were 2 buildings that burned down back to back. And
a whole bunch of people who died.
And actually how much of that has been fixed?
None of it.
In Japan, half a day done. Here in South Africa, I don't know, man.
Well, even those floods in the Western Cape. I mean, I remember you said on air, how quick will they fix that road? Turned out 3 weeks.
That's fixed.
Fixed.
But our gas pipeline road is still barricaded.
In fact, actually, the whole of Joburg looks like some massive, as if a bunch of sort of subterranean cave dwellers come out at night and gouge huge chunks of road out and then never fill them up, which is thanks to the Johannesburg Roads Agency and Johannesburg Water. David, you're a runner. You have to avoid these potholes. Here you get to rant about the city and also, I suppose, the political infighting that has actually left us residents in Joburg in a real state of bother. David?
Oh, you're talking to me. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought Bright was a runner as well. Oh, yeah. No, the one thing you don't do in Joburg is you never run in the dark.
Yep.
And simply when you haven't got, we've got load shedding, you have to watch those potholes and you have to dodge. There are 2 things that I watch, Giulietta. Number one, you keep your head on the road. And also when you get to an intersection, you watch You look into the eyes of the drivers of cars because, once more, they don't care about traffic lights or road signs or anything as well. So you want to run in Joburg, you've got to be really hardened. It's almost like being a trooper on patrol.
As opposed to mayor.
In fact, to be honest, that's how I started to write articles going back to 2007, which started to make me aware of what was happening. Was a complete deterioration of the infrastructure I was seeing around you. And I came under huge criticism from people, writing these articles and saying, look, we're seeing the schools deteriorate, we're seeing everything deteriorate. But people just brushed it aside. Nah,
and
don't
here we
worry.
are.
And it's just got worse.
Right?
Yeah, and in 2023 at Vestact, Byron Lotter has broken his ankle twice just running in the city. Paul Theron has ripped his face open with barbed wire. That's also a city's problem. So
hey, look,
I don't know, man. It's been really terrible. My formula of running in through the intersections was running with a puppy now. No one is trying to run me over anymore.
Okay, I just don't run. That's my formula.
No. And you don't take the train either. So we have to winch in a mention of Transnet here, which is the other great. While Eskom was grabbing all the headlines, Transnet was actually cutting the economy off at the knees. I mean, this is...
We had a rant last week about Transnet. I mean, I still stand by that. I don't know, the economy has come to a standstill because of this, and the roads are going to keep deteriorating further. Now I'm talking about big highways, because there's all these trucks that were never there before that we have to accommodate there. And Sunral has to, I guess, get more tenders to fix those roads, but it's terrible.
And really, railways, like for 200 years they've been doing it. This is not hard tech by any stretch of imagination.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then quick last one was BRICS. David, we almost got a BRICS currency, although we probably didn't. We got a whole bunch of, I don't know, new friends. Are they friends? Like we get in the dodgy corners of the world.
The US?
No,
No.
the BRICS.
The BRICS.
Oh, BRICS.
And Russia.
I couldn't hear you. Sorry, seriously dodgy. Just to give you a warning, I've been watching TV here in the news, and old Donald Trump is making headway, and he's grabbing the center middle. He's grabbed. Sorry, those people who are in the middle as well, around these kind of subjects. And the one thing he says, anybody who's not a friend, who doesn't share the same values, boy, they're going to come down on it. So I'm saying from a South African point of view, we might have dodged the AGOA bullet now, but I think just pray that Trump doesn't come in, because you've heard what he described Africa as. I think it's a big problem, and people are worried about it, and I mean that in a genuine way. People are worried if he comes in, it's going to be a lot tougher than it was. He's not taking prisoners. Yeah. So anyway.
Well, at least he's only...
I don't know.
At least he's only grabbing headlines this time. After the break, the year-end companies.